Well, howdy there, internet people, it's Esek again. So today we're going to talk about Beau, Stereotypes, Americans and Europeans. Some of you will recognize the introduction. It's from Beau from the Fifth Column. He's a YouTuber. I really like him because he's honest and straightforward, and he's always trying to explain his points of view through an honest way. For those of you who don't know who he is, I'm going to put a link in the description below so you can check out his channel. He's really a great YouTuber. Stereotypes are mostly formed by narrative and the looks of a person or the stories that we hear about a certain kind of group. And a lot of Americans, I noticed in the last few months, actually view Europeans as a giant group that's not that different from another. But if you go through, I don't know, the streets of Venice, if you go through the streets of Munich, if you go through the streets of Budapest, you will actually notice a totally different culture, totally different food, totally different mentality. And a lot of Europeans have actually the same views about Americans. I think that there's actually two types of Americans that Europeans identify or categorize them in. So there's like the city type American, like a New Yorker, or I don't know, dude from Los Angeles, from Miami, and so on. So like the urban type, that's more modern, who's more business orientated and liberal and so on. And then you have the other type, which is actually the typical stereotypical Southerner who has a long beard, loves his Second Amendment, drives a truck, drinks beer, and I don't know, has conservative views and hates African Americans and so on. And that's actually a stereotype that should be shattered, and it's actually a false narrative that people get from the looks of a person. A perfect example to shatter that stereotype of the Southerner is actually Beau of the Fifth Column, and I love to watch his videos and his takes on different stuff. He talks about, I don't know, politics, sports. Now he's giving advice for the virus that's currently happening, and he goes from a certain point of logic. He doesn't want to politicize things too much, and that's why I think most of the people like his channel and him as a person. And I think that we actually need more people like Beau on the internet, on social media, who are just trying to help people, to guide them through the difficult times that the US, Europe, and the whole world is going through now. Especially now in the US, as I noticed that the society is actually very polarized between the left and the right, so the Democrats and the Republicans that are the two main parties in the US. And because people like Beau shatter the stereotypes that a lot of Europeans have. Because as I told you, like, if I would, or if a typical European would see Beau on the street, he would think, nah, that's a redneck, just don't talk to him, ignore him, whatever. So yeah, it was just a thought. Y'all have a good night.